couple years back, I became the first person ever to cook a chicken by slapping it. But as I've discovered over the years, it turns out the process of slapping is really inefficient because so much energy is either wasted or lost to the environment. The biggest problem is that the slapping machine itself has so many large mechanical parts, and the rapid acceleration required for slapping puts a ton of stress on all of them, making them extremely prone to breakage. I tried to alleviate this problem with the turkey slapper by using 6 separate meat beater paddles instead of just one, but ultimately even that wasn't enough. So I think the only solution is to go even smaller. And that's when I came up with the atomic slapping system. And this has the potential to be absolutely huge. And the idea here is pretty simple. Why slap the chicken directly when we could just use the air particles all around it to transfer the energy for us? Imagine an insulated box with a chicken resting in the center. If we can inject energy into the system, we can force the air particles around the chicken to start moving a whole lot faster. Then in turn, these particles will start to slap the proteins, fats, and other substances on the outer layer of the chicken. And while it won't be visible to the naked eye, these vibrating outer layer molecules will in turn slap the molecules slightly further inside the chicken, which will slap molecules further inside, and so on, until the entire chicken has been thoroughly slapped, resulting in, theoretically, a fully cooked chicken. And while it might sound a little cocky, I think this might actually work. But of course, first we have to build one. So I clamped a piece of 1-inch square tubing in the drill press and made a precise 1/4 inch hole before cutting it to exactly 4 inches in length. I'd already prepped my other pieces in advance, so now it was time to weld. I clamped up a piece of steel using a few welding magnets, turned on the gas, carefully set my voltage and wire speed, and laid down a few beads. Once it was secure, I removed the welding magnets and stuck on the piece with a hole in it. It's really important that you mount this well, so I made sure to lay down a really solid bead before brushing it to remove any imperfections. Then I tack welded the support bar on top before laying down one final bead. And with the machine complete, I headed to a specialty supplier to purchase the constituent elements needed for this experiment. To make sure the chicken would fit in the machine, I carefully measured it in all 3 dimensions and double-checked the weight. To keep it secure during testing, we'll hold it in this 5-sided containment unit, and of course, I double-checked the dimensions to make sure the chicken would fit securely.
It's just about as deep as the chicken, so this should be perfect for what we're doing.
I also needed a few other things for this experiment, but luckily my specialty supplier had all of them. Of course, you can never be too careful, so I made sure to take careful measurements of everything to be sure it would fit in the 5-sided containment unit. I was a little worried this would be an expensive project, but while it was a little hard to scan some of my lab equipment, once I was all done, the total came out to just under 45 bucks. So one thing that's interesting is there's actually already some independent research out there about how you can cook a chicken this way. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be following along with a research paper that somebody already wrote about this subject, and that should give us a pretty good idea of how to replicate their results. So we bought all of the lab equipment that they used. Obviously, before you start any kind of an experiment, it's really important to make sure that your work surface is clear. And of course, before you start working in any lab, you gotta make sure you have your protective gear. That's why I've got my lab coat, my protective eyewear, and I'm protecting my hands from any potential acids that could come out of any of the components that we have here. This particular research paper comes from Ina Garten on foodnetwork.com, and really what it says is how they set up the experiment and what exactly they're doing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow this pretty much to a T, because if we do so, we should get similar results. I don't think there are any giblets. This context means, gotta clear up the old lab goggles there. Angle. To make sure you're always using your lab gloves. Yeah. 2, 9, 10. Put that bad boy up there. Shove that whole John inside. But you know, half the lemon. So this, the other half of the lemon. All right, that is nice and secured. All right, we're gonna carefully move this from our HDPE sheet into the 5-sided containment unit. The last thing we need to do is insert our temperature probe so that we can carefully track the temperature in real time. So now we're gonna take our temperature probe and we're gonna insert it into the chicken before we put it into the atomic slapping unit. All right, so this right here is our atomic slapping machine. And again, because we're slapping on the atomic level, you're probably not gonna see a whole lot happening right away. This is pretty complicated, so try to follow along. So if we hit this button and then we to 425 and then now we have an internal temperature of 55 degrees, 50 degrees, and dropping, and our ambient temperature is 79. So once we put it inside the atomic slapping unit, we should begin to see the temperature increase. You're gonna want to pay attention closely now. Okay, perfect. Currently the ambient temperature is 86 degrees, and internally it's 41. Time to see how this goes. The internal temperature is currently at 41 degrees and ambient is at 196. This is a completely new slapping machine to me, so I was a little bit nervous about whether it would actually work. Oh yes, dude, the temperature increased, holy crap! It's 43 degrees! That initial temperature bump gave me a big boost in confidence, but there was a long way to go before we could really call this cooked. So what's actually happening is, yes, it's 45 degrees, holy crap! I think this thing is actually working. This is actually crazy, guys. Yes, it increased again. We're at 46 degrees, baby, let's go! Yes, it's 48 degrees, holy crap. So right now, based on the calculations from the thermometer, we should only have to do this for about an hour and 21 minutes, which is insanely fast, considering that we're literally slapping this thing on an atomic level right now. Yes, it is 52 degrees. Let's go, baby. I just really hope this doesn't break before we get there. Yo, did we get another 2 degrees? Yes, baby. Let's go. Woo! Here, I'm gonna call the task force right now. It's currently, yes, it's at 54 degrees. Holy crap. Oh, this is working so well. Yo, dude, what's up?
Are you slapping chicken?
Dude, I'm slapping chicken on an atomic level right now, bro. We've only been slapping for like 10 minutes right now, and it's working so well.
We really should have done this the first time. I don't know what we were thinking. Wait till people find out about this. Like, the world's gonna change.
Dude, this invention could actually change the world. Yo, hold up, dude. Dude, it just increased again. It's at 57 degrees. I'm so glad you guys could be here for this groundbreaking research. Like, this is just crazy. We're gonna have to write our own academic research paper on this when we're done. Yes, it's 61 degrees. It's working way too well. It's like almost 3 times faster than the slapping machine. Yo, 63 degrees, baby, let's go. The ambient temperature on the outside of this slapping unit is close to 60 degrees, but inside, it's over 300, which is insane. It's 69 degrees, baby, let's freaking go, holy crap. I can't believe it. It's actually cooking this chicken by slapping it on an atomic level. This is crazy. Here, let me get a close-up for you guys. Let me get a close-up of what's happening. So it's like a little bit hard to see with the naked eye, but trust me, in there, it is being slapped on an atomic level right now. Let's go, 72! Yo, 75! Yo, 86 degrees! Okay, let's go back. You can actually see the color changing on the outside of the chicken. The fact that it's actually changing color means that we're beating this meat insanely hard and fast. Yo, 88, baby, let's go. Yo, 100 degrees, baby. This is so good. This is crazy. We haven't even been doing this for an hour. We've only been doing this for like a little over 45 minutes right now. I can't believe how well this thing works. Let's go, 108. I think this thing only has like 27 minutes until it's gonna be fully cooked, which is insane. Yo, we're at 138 degrees. This is awesome, dude. This is working so well.
No way! That's so awesome!
I know, it's crazy. We're already 138 degrees, and what's even better is the machine hasn't broken yet. Yo, 151, let's go, baby. Yo, 160, let's freaking go. This thing is almost done. And we do it as like, yo, let's go, it's all cooked. Yes, this thing is done. Target temperature has been reached. So to make sure that we don't overdo it, we have to remove it from the atomic cooking unit and cover it with foil to slowly decrease the temperature. If we do it too fast, we could totally mess it up. So all we have to do is wrap this around, wait 20 minutes, and then we're good to go. I'm a little bit nervous. I think it should be fully cooked, but we're just gonna have to find out. Wow, that looks and smells incredible. We'll eat the rest of this in a minute, but let's just give it a whirl. I'm a little nervous. Oh my God.
Wow.
That's delicious.
This is some slap chicken.
This is the best slap cooked chicken I've ever had.
So good.
This is so good. It almost tastes like normal chicken. Wow, this is so delicious.
Bon appetit.
Thank you. And make sure you subscribe to Lewis on Wise. This is a brand new channel. I'm gonna be doing all kinds of shenanigans over here. All right, see you in the next one. Peace. On foodnetwork.com. And
It's a recipe.
no, it's a research paper.